Hi, Sean from Fitz. Welcome to the 5th tutorial in our flight tutorials from Command Modern Operations. Alright, flight tutorial 5, AAW3, Challenged Intercept. This is the tutorial we're going to play today. Welcome to the Challenge Intercept tutorial. This is the 5th in the series of tutorials designed to teach players the fundamentals of air operations in Command. In this tutorial, the following topics will be covered: shooting down an enemy aircraft with short-range rear aspect missiles, shooting down an enemy aircraft armed with medium-range missiles. Alright, cool. Let's load him up. This basically says the same stuff that I covered. Okay, let's begin the tutorial. Good morning. Today we're going to once again impersonate the commander of Ramat David Air Base in northern Israel, and we'll learn how to engage armed enemy aircraft. We have 2 F-15A Baz and 4 we also got 4 F-15 Ram and 6 F-16 Safa, 2 Gulfstream G550 AEW Nason, 2 Sackney, I can't pronounce that, tankers, 2 Hermes 900 Star UAF under our command. Your fighters are armed with 2 F-15 Eagle. They got 4 AIM-7 Sparrow and 2 AIM-9L Sidewinders, and also 2 Python 3s. That is right, Python. 2 15 Eagles are also armed with 4 AIM-120. Those are those long-range AMRAAM, and 4 Python 4s. 2 15 Eagles are armed with 6 AIM-127 long ARAM whatever, and 2 Python 4s. And 2 F-16s with also 120C AMRAM, and 2 Python 5s, and 3 F-16 Falcon Safa with 4 Python 5s. Okay, so these, as you see here, the long range, the AIM-7 Sparrows have got 2 to 38 nautical miles. That's quite long. The Sidewinders are your short range, 8 nautical miles. Your AMLs are also a little bit more, that's 10 nautical miles, that's 9L Sidewinder, all aspect. But the 120s are the far ranges. That's what we'll always use to try and get all of those. These are all aspect long range, 56 nautical miles. And then Python 3s, which give us 8 nautical miles, Python 4s give us 10, and the Python 5s gives us 15. So those Pythons get a bit longer in the later models. Alright, so let's resume. Let's just get this on. Okay, we have good intelligence that a few Syrian aircraft will be escorted. We'll be escorting a Tu-22MR Backfire C on a recon mission over our territory. The intruders must be destroyed. The fighters should be a couple of old MiG-21 fish beds and M23 floggers. The fish beds should be armed only with short-range aspect missiles. That's the AA2 Atoll and the AA8 Aphid. So you'll be able to destroy them easily. On the other hand, we think that the flogger will be armed with the AA7 Apex A missile. That's 2 to 60 nautical miles in range. So you should be careful engaging. Start by switching on a radar and launching the G55 Nason, and then order the fighters to take off. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to launch those Nason and also that UAF. So let's just do that. Let's get them in the air. I'm going to make my just want to cover this whole area here. Okay, so I'm gonna add a reference point. Yeah, and I'm gonna add one there. It's nice and long. I'll put them on. Okay, and then I'm going to add a new mission, support mission. I'm going to launch the fighters individually instead of making a box to. Let's make it support. Okay, let's go to the editor. Now in our support mission we want the Gulfstream, and just make sure that they're going into this mission. The Hermes 9s, because we're going to use them to jam the enemy, like that enemy radar, that ecom. And I think I must put 2 tankers on here too as well. The 2 tankers I'm going to put there just in case we need to refuel. So there's the F-40. We'll come back to that now. Let me just put these in here. I'm going to go through that now. Take this off. Let's just validate the area. Okay. So these are returned. Nothing else is needed here. Okay. So we got our tankers going out there. We got our Gulfstream Nassau. Those are our radar. And we got the Hermes 900. Let's just do that. Now, let me bring up the bases. So we got 2 F-16s, 2 F-15s there. They're armed with the Sparrows, Sidewinders, like he told us. We got F-16s. We got, well, these are arming, but much later. So we got the long AIM 120s. We got the 120s light, and we got the Python 5s with our. So we got 2 Python 5s. And we got Sparrows and Sidewinders. Now, he said, and this is what he said, I thought he mentioned a lot more aircraft available here. A lot more available. But anyway, this is what we have here. Okay, so I'm going to launch these. But I'm first going to wait for that. Let's just get those support stuff out. Let's get those support O's out first. Then we'll launch our aircraft. We don't want to... like 100 aircraft coming out, then we need to decide where that will go. Let that aircraft launch. Make it 15. Let's launch these guys so they're out. So you've got the flogger and the fish bag. M21 fish bed. MiG-21s, floggers and fish beds.
Tactical. Buster 2-1, negative radar contact.
Okay, so the Nassau. Hang on. Let's get the Nassau. Why is there 2 here? I thought this was one group. Anyway, let's just get his sensors going. So we pick him out, we pick on the radar. Okay. And let's get the other Nassau and do that as well. I don't know why there were 2. It's only I specified 1. Let's also get his radars out. But if he sends out 2, that's okay. And we want the Hermes group to also there, and we want offensive ECM. Okay. Okay, so we've detected some aircraft. That's normal. There's a lot of civilian aircraft in this part of the world. You need to carefully identify the contacts. Okay, I'm liking that. Let him just fly out. Okay. Alright, so now we can send our aircraft out for these guys. We found the Syrian military aircraft. If you already have a few fighters in the air, vector them to the enemy aircraft, otherwise launch them. You can engage the fish beds with short-range missiles, okay, like the Python 3 and the Sidewinder. You can also use a Sparrow or along that ARM. The AA-10s are SAR missiles. if you shoot a Python, which is range 15 at a flogger, when he tries to evade your missile, the AA3 missiles will lose contact. So what he's saying is, if you fire a Python at them and he's trying to, because he's got to keep his missile, his aeroplane pointed while he shoots that missile. That's what I'm thinking of. You can try and engage a flogger with short-range missiles, but it's dangerous. If you want to do that, switch off the radars on your fighters so that the enemy will have problems tracking them. And then you can use the terrain masking or clouds to sneak up on the flogger and destroy it at short range. The safer option is to engage with your long range, this AAMS or Sparrows. Alright, great. Now I'm going to launch that. Let that just go. There's the buggers. Okay, cool. Now we need to, where's the, see if we can press F6, Ramat, yeah. F6. Okay, so we're going to launch this as a group. So they fly together as a group, okay? Launch that as a group, right? We're going to launch these two as a group, and we're going to launch those two as a group, and we're going to launch the F-15s there as well as a group. Alright, so that's everybody. I don't think we've launched. Oh, there is one that's still sitting being supported to it. Okay, so we've launched everything as groups, individually. Okay, cool. The speed up a bit. No, that's fine. They're picking up, and I hope that he's. Come on. Yeah, but every time you pick a contact, you mustn't lower the speed. That's fine. I can hear the contact. Come on. Come on, come on. Okay, good. Our first flight one, which is the... Okay, so these... I'm going to send everything to auto-target that one. Flight, which is this... Yeah, that's a long range. Let me just come back to that. Where's this? And these are the short-range Pythons. I'm going to auto-target him to detect that, right? I want the... With those guys, I actually want them to plot a course there. I don't want them... Okay, what's coming? That must be the... Okay, so he can also auto-engage this guy. So that should be all our flights. I'm just going to try and get this guy out of the range. In fact, maybe I should use this. No, they're targeting. Yeah, no, let them go. Let them go. And this is the flight he's targeting. Yeah, let him go. Let him go. It's hard to keep track of all the planes, eh? When you... Okay, him, I'm going to target, I'm going to auto-engage also him here. Let him go. No, in fact, no. Oh, let it go. Let's just get this oak out of the water first.
Yeah, go ahead first.
Okay, now he's going to auto-engage that one. He's let him go.
Yeah, go ahead first.
Okay, great. Now these guys, is there any other plane? Ah, there's more planes coming. Yeah. Okay, so let's auto target these guys. Right. Okay. Okay, let them go. Let them go. Let's just fly those boys over there. In fact, this is the long range ARMs. I'm gonna auto target this guy. Yes. At the back there.
Yeah, go ahead first.
Okay, great. This guy, which is which is your F-16, he's going to fly on that guy. This guy is going to also fly on that guy. This guy is going to auto target that guy. And this oak, which is, we've got the long arrow, he's also going to auto target that guy. Let them go. Let them fly. Let them fly. Where are you flying? Are you going back to the base? What's your bloody problem? Do you need to auto target? Yeah. Oh, he's flying to, he's returning to base. I don't know why. But anyway, he's going to base. Oh, he can't fly maybe that far. Okay, so... let's just tackle that first, huh? Okay, great. Now he must auto-engage this guy. And he must auto-engage this guy. Make him 5. Okay. Took them all out. I did it. It was a boom. It was like boom. Alright, well done. You've successfully destroyed the enemy. I suggest you try this again with using different aircraft and weapons and learn the differences between them. This will be useful in preparing for when you face more difficult aerial engagements. When you think you're ready to move on to the next area, where we will learn to shoot down aircraft armed with modern air-to-air missiles. These were guys that weren't armed with any aircraft. Well, we got through in the end. Basically, what you want, let's just close this. What the idea is, the idea here, and the most important thing is, you want to use aircraft that have got long range, like 56 nautical miles. You don't want to be close to the enemy, and you want to use fire and forget. You know, those ones that are all aspect, whether the plane's flying this way or that way, whatever this thing is homing onto it and getting a radar or infrared signature and it homes onto it, you can forget about it. You want fire and forget. Firing or using all these short range sparrows and rear aspect, this is welcoming death. I mean, you're looking for trouble with that. But I suppose the modern, when you think of the prices of these modern ordnance, modern weapons, it's expensive. These things can cost up to 100,000 rand a shot for one weapon. So they've got to put smaller weapons because they're expensive. All right, let's just see where's our next gonna be. Let's just have a look here. Okay, so we did challenged, right? We're gonna do modern intercept. That's gonna be our next tutorial. Yeah, I love this. This is such a good. This thing is. All right, this thing is so detailed and so realistic and so off the charts. I mean, and you see all these civilian. Let me just see if I can close. I can't close this. All right, so now that I've let me just see if I can get in here. I wanted to show you quickly. Okay, let's move this down. You see these aircraft, yeah, these civilian aircraft. You've also in today's era you fight limited wars, so you've got to identify those things. Otherwise, you're shooting Boeings down with people on there. So there's a whole lot to modern air war. There's a whole lot to it. There's a whole lot you got to be careful for in the modern age. A whole lot you have to watch out for. Anyway, I think that's it. Sean from Fitz. Until our next tutorial. Good day on you.